Hey friends, it's Hope, and today I'm here to do a Raven Cycle book tag, and this tag was created by Michelle Is Life and Let's Book About It, and those two ladies have decided to create this original tag in anticipation of the fourth and final book in the Raven Cycle series, and we're all so excited for the Raven King to come out at the end of this month. I just finished Blue Lily Blue, so I am so ready for the conclusion and the finale. What I'm wondering though is if Maggie Stiefvater is going to give us a very predictable ending, or is she going to give us an ending that is going to shatter our hearts? I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys haven't read at least the second book in this series, I don't know if you should stick around for this tag because I don't want to spoil you guys on anything. But with that said, view at your own risk, and without further ado, let's get on with these questions. There are 10 of them and I'm gonna be reading them off my laptop. All right, so the first question is, in the books, Maura is the relaxed mom that is more Blue's friend than an actual mothering presence. Who is your favorite mom character? For me, that is definitely Jess from 1+1 by Jojo Moyes. This book I haven't heard very many people talk about. I'm sure by now you guys have heard everything you need to know about Me Before You, since it is about to be a book to movie adaptation this summer. But 1+1 is my favorite, and it's because of the characters and the story that Jojo Moyes gave us. Jess is actually a single mom, and she has a cast of characters that she is taking care of, and her daughter Tansy is my favorite side character that I've ever read about. But I think Jess just has such an amazing personality. She is very driven. She doesn't let life and adversity get in the way. She is a wonderful and supportive mother, and I loved reading about her. Question number 2 says, Adam wanted to go to Aglionby so he could one day escape where he came from. Have you ever dreamt of living somewhere else? And I have. I have always dreamt of living in New York City. Right now though, I live in southern Louisiana, which is the complete opposite of New York City. I visited New York City a lot of times. My family is actually from New York. I grew up in Missouri, and now I live, like I said, in southern Louisiana. Maybe one day I'll get to live in New York City. It's not looking very likely, but a girl can dream. Question number 3 is, in the second book, we meet the Gray Man. He is a hitman who loves poetry. Name a book that you thought was going to be one thing, but turned out to be something else. This was a super easy one for me because I just read this book last month, and it was a totally different read than what I thought it was going to be, and that is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is her new standalone contemporary book that is coming out May 17th. When looking at this cover, one would assume that this is going to be a very light and fluffy YA contemporary book, but don't let that fool you. So yeah, while I thought this was going to be a light and fluffy and positive, cute love story, definitely was not. It was definitely more of that hard-hitting, pull at the heartstrings, really empathizing with our characters kind of book. I do plan on doing a non-spoiler book review closer to the time that this book is going to be released. So if you guys would like to see it, definitely let me know down below. I really did enjoy this book, but it was just, like I said, a lot different from what I thought it was going to be. Question number 4 is, Gansey has searched most of his life for a buried king who is promised to grant one wish. What is one wish you would ask Glendower? And this is gonna sound really crazy, but I would actually ask for my husband to win the lottery, and because he said if he wins the lottery, that is the only way I will ever be able to get a cat. And the reason why he said that is because he is allergic. So yeah, purely selfish reasons. I know I love cats so much, but I probably won't ever own one because my husband's allergy. So I would hope that he would win the lottery so I could finally get myself a cute little kitten. Question number 5. Green Mantle is the villain in the story. In this series, you get to see him as a human, but also corrupt. Name your favorite villain. I don't know if my answer is technically a villain, but he definitely was portrayed as the enemy and kind of grouped in with the enemy, and you guys saw him in my best in books for last month. But if you guys didn't see that video, I'll tell it to you now. It was Beck from The Nightingale. He's one of our Nazis, and he's supposed to be our bad guy, but the reader just can't help falling in love with him because Kristen Hanna did a great job at humanizing the enemy in this book series, and I just freaking adored Beck. Question number 6. Blue's got her Raven boys. Who makes up your bookish team? Now, if I were to tell you my bookish team on like my actual booktube bookish team, that would take forever and a billion years because the booktube community is amazing and I love all my friends on here. So for that reason, I'm just going to tell you like my bookish team in real life. So I have 3 coworkers who are dear friends of mine, and they are my real life bookish team. I talk to them about books on the daily, and we actually do unofficial read-alongs all the time, and they affect my TBR as of late. So yeah, they are definitely my bookish team. I love those girls so much. And then my friend Cassidy over at Cassidy Von Shea, she actually has a booktube channel, and I'm sure you guys have probably heard of her and seen her videos, but for some reason, if you have not, I highly suggest you guys checking out Cassidy's channel. She is such a gem. We started talking, maybe it was last fall, it was during football season, and we finally met up, and I just adore Cassidy so much. Her personality really shines through in her videos, and she is the same, if not even better in real life. She's just a genuine, sweet person, and she's a person that you can easily sit down with and just talk to for hours. The other day we were sitting in my parking lot just for an hour in the car talking about movies and scary movies and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm babbling. With that said, Cassidy definitely is in my, I guess, bookish team too, because not only is she, I guess, my booktube friend, but she's my friend in real life. So yeah, those are my real life bookish team members. Question number 7. Ronan is a bad mamma jamma with a sensitive side. What book have you read that was action-packed but also had beautiful emotional scenes as well? I recently just read this book too, and while the majority of the book isn't action-packed, it does have some really action-packed scenes in it, few select chapters, and when I was giving my little mini review and my wrap-up from last month, I actually described this character as a bad mamma jamma. So I just felt it was perfect to include this book and this person in this tag video, and that is Alex Fuentes from Perfect Chemistry. And guys, I just love this book so much. Alex Fuentes is in a gang, so he's a bad mamma jamma, but Alex is also sensitive and hilarious and a family man, and he is a character that when he loves with like all of his being, and I just love it, and I just love this book. And like I said, there are some pretty intense scenes because they are gang related fight scenes and stuff like that. So that is why I chose this book, and if you haven't read this novel, I highly suggest it. I highly suggest it. Question number 8 is Noah is my favorite Raven boy because he has a heart of gold. Who has touched your heart recently? So one of my most recent reads was November 9 by Colleen Hoover, and Ben is just a wonderful character, and his story really made my heart just pitter patter. Colleen Hoover just knows how to write those characters that you will fall in love with, and my heart just went out to Ben. This one was also just a no-brainer for me. Question number 9 is Calla is a woman who speaks her mind and puts her foot down when necessary. Who is your favorite strong female character? Now, after reading Throne of Glass, I thought maybe Selena would knock my top female character off the list from number 1 to number 2. But after reading Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, I still have to give it to my girl Rose Hathaway from the Vampire Academy series. Both Selena and Rose are cute butt characters, but why Rose Hathaway will be my all-time favorite female kick butt character is because of her wit and her charm. I just love Rose Hathaway so much. The last question is, Chainsaw is an awesome Raven boy pet. If you could have one exotic pet, what would it be and what would you name it? I don't know if this is considered an exotic pet, but I'm going with it anyways because I don't know too many people who own a chinchilla, but I would want a chinchilla and I would name him Carmouche. And Carmouche, I know, is kind of like a wonky name, but there's definitely a reason behind it. And if you guys want to know, just leave a comment down below and I can describe it to you. But yeah, I would want a chinchilla and I would name him Carmouche, and he would be the most loved little furball in all of history. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this Raven Cycle book tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below if you guys are just as excited as I am for the Raven King to come out, and do you guys think that Maggie Stiefvater is going to give us our predictable ending, or is she going to give us an ending that is going to break all of our little fragile hearts? Until next time, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sure I will see you soon. Bye!